Welcome back to the Atlas Masterclass. This week we're exploring the cuisine of Persia. And what we're going to make today is we're going to be making some roasted carrots. It's going to be with bullhorn pepper, sprinkled with some just stunning marinated feta on top, which really is the star of the show with this dish. And then we've got some rice pilaf, which is called a jeweled rice pilaf. So it's going to have some turmeric in it, going to go really yellow, just look absolutely awesome. Hopefully we get it right in the pan to get this stunning color. And then of course some pomegranate, some coriander on top. And then of course as well, we've got some pumpkin seeds and almonds. So to get cooking for this dish, what we'll do is we're going to start by cutting everything up. So with the carrots, I've just washed them very, very cleanly. So they are baby carrots. I've taken the green part off and then I just wash them, and you want to scrub them down so they're super clean. Baby carrots will always have a bit of dirt and stuff in them. So take your time, especially getting in the top. So I should show you. Getting in the top part here, just to get any dirt out, because the dirt does get caught in there and it's just obviously not that nice to eat, especially when we're going to all the effort to make something so good. So this one here, the bullhorn peppers, so I just take those out, just removing that top green part. Any seeds, you can take those off as well, but this one seems to be quite seedless. And I just cut them into quarters, like so. This one's got a couple of seeds, so I just peel that out like that. Don't worry too much, but it's more just the way I don't like to eat them. And I just like to mix that everything in the pan. So if you're cooking for 4, I'd suggest using more of a roasting tray, because you want to actually roast the dish. So if you crowd it up too much, the middle will steam, the outside will burn. So I'd suggest just doing what I'm sort of doing now. And then with this, I've got an orange. So I just want to squeeze the juice of the orange over this. And then I'm going to put a pinch of sugar as well. So just go over to your pantry, grab a little pinch of sugar. So we're talking, maybe half a tablespoon, something like that. And that's going to be good on top of this. So that will help create a really beautiful sort of stickiness to the dish. And of course, a splash of oil. So we've got the oil from the marinated feta, which will just have even more flavor again. And we're going to pour that all over. And then give that a really good mix. And it should look like oily, should look wet as well. You've got the sugar in there. It's fantastic. And of course, a pinch of salt. And then we'll get that straight in the oven. So I'm going to go quite hot as well with that. And in the meantime, I'm going to wash my rice. So Basmati rice in to my water. I'm just going to let that soak for a sec while I put the carrots in the oven. So I'm going to start for about maybe 15 minutes with this on really hot 210. Come over, check how it's cooking. I want it to be sticky, I want it to be glazed, and I do want it to be slightly charred. So now I'm just going to get my basmati rice out, just letting that all drip off, so all that starch will stay in there. Straight into my boiling water, and I'm going to boil that for about 3 minutes or so. And then that there, once it's ready, sorry, not ready, but I'm going to strain it after about 3 minutes, and then it should be slightly cooked. Then we're going to get it into this big pan, and we're going to try and make our pilaf. So going for something super crunchy with this, and we'll hopefully get that right. The coriander, I'm just going to give that another quick wash as well, just to make sure there's no dirt on that at all. And that's just going to be chopped up to go on top of this salad, so I might let that dry for a second. And then the shallot into some rings, so peeling it down. So I love using shallots; they can be so tasty. Really add a lot of dimension to the dish. So you're just chopping those up into small rounds. Take your time using our famous claw grip and getting them really nice and thin. So you'll sprinkle that all over the rice, and they'll just add such a beautiful crunch. This style of food, to me, I love raw onion in it. I think it really just makes it special. So it's something that I hope you agree with me on that and get that big flavour. And now as well, we'll get this pomegranate. So with the pomegranate, I'm going to cut through it. And there's a few ways to do this. But one way we've worked out is to squeeze it into a bowl and really really scoop it out that way, using your fingers to sort of get them all out. Some are easier than others. And then sort of massage it at the bottom. And you'll find that the seeds should fall to the bottom, whilst the pith, or the white part of the pomegranate, should float to the top. So you might have to give it a fair bit of a massage while they're in there to make sure. but I'll wait a minute for that. See if we can scoop some of those out. All right, and then once you're happy with that, you can just pick any of this pith out. The other way I've done it as well is to sort of just hit it on the back. And you can use a pot or something and they'll break away like that. So it's the only real difference with this is you do get a lot more of the juice, but it just depends whatever you want to do. It's going to make a lot of mess throughout the kitchen, but that is how I would prep a pomegranate. Something that I hope you learned from that is something a bit different. So just breaking the seeds like so, and there we are. So we've got all that mixed together, and now we'll start to get ready for our rice. All right, so now the rice has happened, put the oil on. You do want a fair coating of oil. You can always add a little bit more, you can't take it out, so just try and find the right balance. So once you sprinkle the rice in, you'll be able to get that nice coating so it won't stick, but it will also be able to fry. If you don't have enough oil in, it won't be able to fry that easily. Put this here just so I can balance my pan. So because I'm cooking on an induction, I need to try and keep it straight, where if you're cooking on a gas stove, you'll find that the pan will balance better, which will distribute the heat evenly. And that's really the important part of this dish, is once the heat's distributed evenly, you'll get a nice even colour. So you just want to watch that. So now I'm just going to go in with our rice. So that's all in like so. And now I'm just going to turn it down to a medium heat and really let that cook. And then I'll add the water and the turmeric in to stir that through. So now I'm going to mix in to our turmeric a bit of water to just form a sort of almost wet, just thinner than a paste. And just getting the right amount of water in. And now we just swirl this. Just a little bit more water. Just swirl this through the dish. Great. And now splash the water around the edges. And now the lid on for about 3 minutes. So I'm going to get the carrot and bullhorn peppers out of the oven. So I've got those out of the oven now. I'm just going to leave them on the stove, just warming through while I finish this rice. So they should be cooked through. That took exactly 20 minutes for these. So you've got the bullhorns cooked nicely, the carrots are soft. And now we're going to get this rice out. So for the rice, I'm going to start by putting my plate in the pan and then flipping it like so. And that there is a beautiful jeweled rice. So you can see how crunchy that is. By using the flat pan, I am able to get a better result. So you'll see that you get it really nice. It's got that crunch and crackle the whole way around. And what I'm going to do now is really dress it up. So I'm going to start by putting a bit of coriander on it. I'm going to put a bit of fresh coriander on our lovely greens as well. And this, of course, the great goat's cheese, which just really ties it all in together. So Persian goat's cheese, been marinated nicely, and that's just going to be straight on top like so. Then we've got some fried shallots on the rice. Sorry, not fried. Then we've got some shallots on the rice, as well as some almonds, and then a bit of pumpkin seed as well. We'll put some of this on the actual veg as well. So keeping it really nice, showing that all off like so. And then to finish, we have our pomegranate seeds. So just all over with these, showcasing it off. And there we are. That's our lovely dish, our roasted veg with bullhorn peppers. And then we've got our Persian goat's cheese. And then also here, we've got our jeweled rice. So, you know, the beautiful turmeric, giving that amazing color, the perfect crunch by really taking your time to do that properly. And, you know, when you can listen to it, that sort of crunch is exactly what you want to break it apart. The shallots, the coriander, and of course that fresh pomegranate.